All right, tech fans, so the RTX 3070 has hit the market. The Founders Edition has been released. The aftermarket cards have been released. But the thing is, the reason I waited on my Founders Edition review is because of really one reason. There's not any stock anywhere. I looked this morning, couldn't really find any at all. But still, beyond that, the RTX 3070 is a really nice card. But is it the best card you just can't buy? Let's talk tech. Are you looking for a code for your favorite game? Or maybe you need a new Windows 10 key, but don't want to spend a lot of money? Here's your chance to get the best deals online at CD Key Sales. Game codes are as low as $10 and Windows keys are under $15. And right now, you can save an additional 18% by using the code TT18 during checkout. Buying has also never been easier. Just create your account, select the items that you want, put in the discount code, and complete checkout. All of your purchases will be in your account ASAP, and all the keys and codes are guaranteed to authorize without a problem. So save big today and buy with confidence with CD Key Sales. So we did all of our testing and we had everything actually ready for launch day, but with so many videos that came out and so little stock, I was just kind of like, let's just chill. But let's jump in and let's actually check out the card, see what it's all about, see how it scores, and then talk about why I feel that this is a really great card, but it's just something right now you can't get a hold of. So checking out the card, you guys can see that the card looks really, really nice. It's a very elegant card. It's got a 2-fan design. Gone are the days of the backplate completely. You can see that that is just completely off the charts. You've got 1 fan in the back and 1 fan in the front, and that's just how it is. And it's a really interesting design. Plus, you're going to also notice that the power connector is located on top. Now you need to have a 650 watt minimum power supply for this. It's recommended. That's just what they're saying, and it's going to take a single 8-pin power connector to power the card. It does come with the adapter inside of the box. You don't have to worry about that whatsoever. The card has the same standard IO that almost all the cards have had lately. It's the same thing. They just keep recycling it. Probably no real reason to change that whatsoever. Now, there are some interesting differences, however, between the RTX 3070 and the RTX 2070, and these are probably the things that matter the most. Internally, the 3070 has 5,888 CUDA cores, where the RTX 2070, it only had 2,304. So it's almost doubling what it was before, and that's pretty interesting. Now, as far as the SMs go, the 3070 has 46, the 2070 had 36. So a 10-point increase right there, not 10 points, but 10 more of them in there. Now, there are 184 tensor cores. These are the 3rd generation. Now, the 2nd generation used in the 2070 actually contained more. There were 288, but they've obviously improved the technology so they have less that'll actually do more. Now, as far as the texture units go, the 3070 has 184 and there's 144 on the 2070. Now the ROPS, the 3070 has 96 and the 2070 has 64. Now the boost clock on the card really didn't do much at all. It went from 1710 megahertz to 1725 megahertz. Also, it's still 8 gigabytes of GDDR6. The memory speed is still the same at 7,000 megahertz. So all that stuff is exactly the same. Now, for those of you out there wondering how big is this card, Eric? Well, it's 242 by 112 millimeters. It's a 2-slot design. It's a pretty big card, and really the only caveat I have about the card is I'm still not happy with the power connector being on top, just because it can hit your clear window or hit the side of your case, and I just don't really like that. The power connector is my only thing I'm not liking. I wish it was located somewhere else in a better design, but you can't have everything, right? Now, as far as the testing goes, we actually have a pretty decent system that we're using. It consists of a Ryzen 7 3700X, 32 gigabytes of 3600 megahertz memory, a Samsung 970 EVO Plus M2 SSD. We're using the latest Windows 10 Pro and the latest NVIDIA drivers at the time of testing. All in all, I feel our test system is kind of right in the middle of the road. It's not really super expensive. It's not really super cheap. And I thought that, that would be the absolute best thing to have, because affordability is really good, but when people are testing, they still want to see higher end systems. So I feel right in the middle of the road, kind of like, the Three Bears story. I just feel that's just the absolute right place. So let's rock out and let's check out those scores to the benchmark song. Now, as far as the temps go, the 3070 on idle is 34 Celsius. Under full load, it's 75 Celsius. The 3080 idle is 31 Celsius, which is a little bit lower. And also under load, it's 74 Celsius, so also just a little bit lower. Okay, also some things to note. The way that we did our testing, we put it inside of a case, but we left the case window open just to, to keep the airflow going on there. And also we had a really good boost speed. Our boost speed was 1935 megahertz. So we got a really nice boost speed off this clock. And I have to say, thumbs up to that for sure. Now, as far as the scores go, you guys can see in 1080p, in some things it was almost double across the board, which is kind of makes sense since they, doubled the CUDA cores in the card. And the CUDA cores are really, as you guys know, that's really like the main muscle of the card. So increasing that and double it, you're seeing the scores from the RTX 2070 to the RTX 3070 are really nice across the board. Now, this card comes to market at $500, and I've said this before, I feel like this is going to be a really competitive market. I know some people out there are going to go, Elric, man, come on, $500, dude, that's too expensive, but that's just how things are these days. Yeah, they're going to probably, release cheaper cards, but as far as the cards being, professional, which I consider professional gaming cards, it's going to be right around that market. Now, AMD has just released their cards as well, so the market's going to be very interesting to see how these things pan out after November 18th and the reviews come out. That's where it's really going to become interesting. At the moment, however, I feel that the RTX 3070 Founders Edition is pretty much the best card you can get at the $500 range, but you just can't get it. There's no stock anywhere, and this is something I don't get, and I really hope that NVIDIA fixes this problem, really quickly here, because we're coming toward, we're having Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, all of these things. And I think it's really going to kill NVIDIA with the people out there, the fans, even the people that are real NVIDIA fans are going to be like, what the hell is going on? I can't even get a card. And that's going to be bad for NVIDIA. And if AMD has stock and their stuff comes out and they have got more stock, I think that right there is going to be the definitive thing that tells us, who the big seller and the big winner will be at the end of the year. Obviously, around the first of the year, we'll be talking about, which things were the best in 2020. Will the RTX 3070 be the best at this price range, or will AMD, actually beat them? We'll have to see. There's a lot of exciting stuff still coming up, so stay tuned to Tech It Tomorrow. But for right now, what I have to say is this card is really, really nice. 1080p, 1440, the scores are very nice. This card's not really meant for 4K, and we all know that 4K gaming just is out there for like a few people out there, 4K game. Most people still game at 1080, so 1080 and 1440p is where it's at, and those scores were really nice, as you guys can see. So I'm Elric. You guys have been watching Tech of Tomorrow. If you like what you see, hey, make sure you sub my channel and hit that little notification bell or you won't know I'm making new videos. Also, Amazon Prime, if you want to try it out for 30 days, I'll have a link down below. That actually gives me money and helps keep the channel rolling without you having to pay a penny. But if you happen to be a person who has a single dollar, you can support me through Patreon. I'll have a link down below and help keep Tech of Tomorrow rocking and rolling. Peace out.